Did the chef really think I wouldn't notice he was serving me reheated leftovers from yesterday? I was on a first date at this supposedly exclusive downtown restaurant with a 6-month waiting list. My date, Jake, was clearly trying to impress me, kept name-dropping that his cousin knew the owner. Like that explained our reservation. The place screamed high-end, moody lighting, jazz humming in the background, exposed brick walls, servers in pressed black aprons. Then my truffle pasta arrived and I instantly knew something was wrong. The edges were crusty and bone-dry, the sauce had a weird film on top, and the truffle oil reeked with that unmistakable off-smell. Not subtle, not fresh, not right. I'm a certified food safety inspector, been with the city health department for 8 years. I've shut down cockroach-infested bakeries, 5-starred restaurants, and I can spot temperature abuse from 30 feet away. I smiled politely, excused myself to the restroom, but veered straight toward the kitchen. The doors kept swinging open as servers rushed in and out. I paused just long enough to glimpse everything I needed. It was chaos. I saw a line cook pull out what looked exactly like my pasta from a deep fridge, microwave it for 2 minutes, then plate it with a sad sprinkle of parsley. Containers everywhere were labeled with prep dates from 3, even 5 days ago. Raw chicken juice was dripping down onto open bins of cut lettuce. No gloves or hairnets in sight. One guy was handling raw meat and ready-to-eat salad with the same bare hands. The floor looked like it hadn't been mopped since last fiscal year. I went back to my seat and took another bite, now in full inspector mode. I started mentally cataloging every single violation: cross-contamination, unsafe holding temperatures, improper reheating methods, unsanitary surfaces. Jake, oblivious, leaned in and whispered, "Isn't this place amazing?" Then came dessert. Jake insisted we split the chocolate souffle, supposed to be made fresh. I watched our server bring the same piece of chocolate cake to 3 other tables before ours, just rotating it around the dining room like a stage prop. No one seemed to notice or care. When the bill came, I stood, reached into my purse, and calmly pulled out my city health department badge. I said loudly and clearly, "This establishment is hereby closed pending an emergency inspection for multiple critical food safety violations." The entire room froze. Glasses stopped clinking. Forks paused mid-air. The music kept playing, but the energy flatlined. Jake's face went white. He looked at me like I'd just told him I was CIA. The chef stormed out of the kitchen, yelling that this was entrapment. "You can't do this. You were pretending to be a customer." I stayed calm. "Sir, being a health inspector doesn't disqualify me from eating in public. Everything I saw was in plain sight and all of it is illegal." I rattled off the violations like I was reciting poetry. Reheating leftovers improperly, using expired food, unsafe food storage, cross-contamination, employees not using protective equipment, filthy prep areas, improper labeling. The manager was on the phone, sweating bullets, likely calling the owner. Other diners were filming. A few looked horrified. A few started whispering, probably remembering the chicken they just ate. Servers stood frozen, holding trays mid-air. Jake blinked slowly. "Wait, you're a health inspector?" "Certified. 8 years. And this kitchen is one of the worst I've ever seen." I called in backup to assist with the formal closure. As I was finishing my preliminary report, Jake started laughing. I assumed it was nerves. People react weird when things get real. But then he grinned and said, "That was kind of amazing. Honestly, watching you shut this place down was the hottest thing I've ever seen." Turns out 3 other couples at nearby tables asked for my business card. They'd also had terrible experiences but didn't know how to report it. One woman whispered, "I knew that salad tasted off." Turns out this place had already been flagged several times, but always passed scheduled inspections. Now I knew why they cleaned up just enough before anyone officially showed up. The health department found over 40 critical violations. They revoked the restaurant's license. The chef was fined personally for the most egregious safety issues. The kitchen had to be gutted and completely recertified before anyone could even consider reopening. Jake and we've been together ever since. We're getting married next month.